All right, everybody. See all these bullet casings? We're going to take this trash, turn it into treasures. We're going to go from this to this. And here's your brass, here's your aluminum. You want to see how we did it? Stay till the end. Keep watching. Hello, everybody. I'm B from Our Dream, Our Purpose. And we're going to take this trash, some bullet casings that I have, we're going to turn it into some treasures. Going to make some little bars out of it. First thing we got to do is sort it out, though. You see I've got these bins here, 7 different bins. It's a combination of things. Some are going to be aluminum casings. Some are going to be brass casings. And some are actually going to be metal casings. So I'm going to sort these first. Once I get them all sorted, I'll get the metal out of the way. We'll focus just on the aluminum and the brass. And we'll actually weigh them ahead of time, and then we'll melt them down, see how they turn out. But let's go ahead and sort. One thing you'll see me using quite a bit is a magnet. Magnet helps. This bin, I know there's quite a few in here, so helps me know what's metal. We'll put some aluminum in here, brass in here. We'll go from there. It seems like this is going to take a little while, so I don't bore you. I'll fast forward a little bit, and then we'll just skip to final product. Starting to melt, weigh, and then melt down. All right, we're back. Went through everything, sorted everything out. You saw a little bit of that. Didn't want to bore you with all of it. We had some steel casings. Actually, wife took away. She's going to work on a little project. Hopefully, you'll see that soon. So we got those out of here. Here's our aluminum casings that we got out of it. About 6 pounds, 3 ounces we ended up with. So we'll melt those down and see what they turn out to be. I'm going to melt them in these smaller ingots so I can actually stamp on them, their weights. So we actually start keeping some of that, keep track of it. Little bars. Let's see how it turns out. We'll clean them up. Brass, on the other hand, though, here's all the brass casings. Now, it's a lot heavier than aluminum. We ended up with 45 pounds, 12 ounces, a little over 12 ounces of the brass. So, went through it. There might be a little debris in it, things like that. But so I'll weigh it afterwards and see how it is. Same thing, going to pour into smaller ones. And then we'll actually see how much each of the bars weigh and go from there. So, I'll get these out of the way. We'll start setting this area up to melt. And we'll see how it turns out. All right, let's get to it.
Just trying to set up, and as I always do, I try to set the forge up first, get the gas flowing to it and get it started while I'm setting everything else up. So I just utilize the time efficiently. So we'll keep doing that, setting up the aluminum first because it melts at a lower temperature. So while it's warming up, we can melt it, and then we'll go over to the brass afterwards.
tough to see, but this is just a powder that I'm pulling out now. That's the debris. Before it was clumps, so it had some mixed in with it, and some of this still will. I'm not perfectly getting it out, but got the aluminum done. I'll let those cool. We'll put them in there. But I'm actually using another crucible for the brass. So we'll go ahead and put the brass right in and just keep it going. I'll clean all this up while the brass is starting to melt.
As I was melting the brass, you can see the smoke that's starting to come out, and actually it was causing a white dust, white particles to float in the air. So I did so much of it, and then I ended up cutting this night short and going into the next day or a couple days later with the respirators on, just to make sure that it was safe to do. But we will continue to work on melting this and finishing it up. Keep watching.
All right. For you, it's split seconds. For me, it's been a few days. When I melted this originally, the copper, the aluminum, not an issue. When I switched over to the brass, I seem to have some issues. Be interested if I can get a good shot of it, really reaching out to you guys, see what your guys' thoughts are. I was smoking a lot, creating a white substance. It actually, when I stirred it, looked like a spider web, thick spider web to be honest. But so it took a couple days off. Getting back to it, gonna finish up, gonna warm this up again. I've got some brass inside there. I didn't want to leave a chunk in there, but it happened. So So I'll get this started up, get this heated up, finish the pour, just finish these brass out. Then we'll clean them up and weigh them up for you. So let's get this done. All right.
Here I use a wire wheel just to go over the bars. Hit the sides and edges and then top and bottom, or vice versa, just depending on how the vise is set up. But wire wheel does a nice job cleaning it up. I did both the brass and some of the aluminum. Didn't make as much of an impact on the aluminum, but definitely, as you can see here, the brass cleaned up really nice from just a wire brush. I could actually use a buffing wheel and clean it up even more, but just started off with the wire brush.
All right, so here we are again. You got to watch us pouring some. You got to watch us clean some of these up, clean some of the aluminum up. It really didn't make a lot of difference the way I clean with the wire brush. You'll see that wire wheel. Did the same. I cleaned some of this up, some I didn't. But it turned out a lot better. The bars really turned out well, in my opinion. Cleaned up, so it looked good. So the big question is how the final weigh-in turn out. From an aluminum standpoint, we started off with 6 pounds, 3 ounces, give or take. We ended up with 5 pounds, 4 ounces. As we were sorting, we did find a few brass shells in there. And there was some debris, so it did weigh it down a little bit, but ended up cleaning up a little over 5 pounds. From the brass standpoint, we started off with 45 pounds, 12 ounces. And I'll tell you, it cleaned up nicely. There's still some left over. And the slag and whatnot that I'll actually sift through, and we'll be able to remelt that later down into a bar or whatever we want to make it into. But we went from 45 pounds, 12 ounces to 42 pounds, 9 ounces. A little over 3 pound loss, but I was very impressed with that. So nice little job there. I'll finish cleaning the rest of these up. But again, thanks for watching. Share the video. Hit that subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. Leave some comments if you think I can do something better. And if you saw we did the brass, all the white dust looked like big spider webs to me. Not sure what that is. If you know, leave a comment. Let me know. Help me learn. All right. Till next time. Talk to you later.